welcome to NDJV Crime Podcast. We're over here with Natalie Cabrera, Veronica Roche, and me, Sarah Paul.
Today we are here with...
It's me, the narrator.
We're going to be learning how understanding our inner impulsivity can help us in decision making and self-control.
Most of the time we have impulses that we don't act on, or just a little voice in our head that makes us do things that we're not supposed to do. Like, who knows, killing an old man.
In The Telltale Heart, the narrator kills the old man due to the evil eye that seems to slowly build upon his intrusive mind and makes him go a little psycho.
The narrator's impulsivity stems from his extreme obsession with the vulture eye. This nervousness that he has kind of leads to outbursts and in an inappropriate way. He didn't deal with it in a normal, sane way.
Actually, ma'am, I do believe I'm sane. My heightened senses, such as my old, acute hearing, prove my humanity. Just because I killed someone doesn't mean I'm not human.
At that moment, what went into your mind? What triggered you, or what did you end up feeling after? Any guilt, any pleasure, or did you feel stress-free from something that was kind of like pressuring you to end the old man's life?
At first, I felt an odd sense of triumph, as if a calm satisfaction cleared through me. In the precision of my act, I took pride in the malicious care with which I conceived the evidence. There was no blood, no trace, no sign of the deed. I fancied myself not a criminal, but a master of logic and planning. The serenity did not last. When the officers arrived, I welcomed them with such confidence, certain that my composure would shield me from the suspicion. Yet as we sat conversating, my senses so sharp betrayed me. My so cursely acute hearing filled my mind with guilt, seized my mind with icy fingers.
So you do know that, like, when we know what triggers our mind, we can anticipate what's going to happen, and we can create scenarios of a bunch of different things. So if we know that a certain thing triggers us, like for me, it would be spiders. I know spiders trigger me, and I know I can anticipate a reaction to that. I can say, oh my goodness, there's a spider, and I would jump. So those certain scenarios that happen in our mind can be anticipated, and that's what we know as a once we're self-aware, we can anticipate those scenarios. And so, did you anticipate anything of that?
Yes, I had anticipated everything, or so I thought. I had planned ahead each and every step, certain there would be no mistake. During the murder, I expected no struggle, and indeed, the old man's terror made it far too easy. Afterward, I predicted peace, but I hadn't foreseen the sound, the heartbeat. I hadn't predicted the guilt that would unravel for me.
Awareness tends to encourage us to, think before we do anything or say anything. Like, let's say you're in a heated argument and you're so angry, you have to be self-aware in that moment, or else you're going to say something that will hurt that person's feelings. And, sometimes you can't turn back time and, redo your actions.
So do you think if you had the chance, would you go back in time?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I feel like if I were to go back in time, I would take like some hurtful things I did, take back a lot of, just like redo stuff that might have hurt my parents or my sister's feelings, and yeah, I would do stuff like that.
So, narrator, if you were given the ability to, would you go back and not kill the old man?
If I had the choice, I would have killed the old man. He had never wronged me. He had never insulted me. It was his eye, that vulture eye. But even that was just an excuse. The truth is, something inside of me had already begun to unravel. I see it clearly now. If I could go back, I would walk away. Spare him. Spare myself.
What would you feel if you ever killed someone?
I mean, for me, I think it goes two ways depending on why I killed them, but definitely probably regret.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of serial killers or killers in general are in jail for different reasons. And like, let's say that person did something bad to you, maybe you'd feel good. And honestly, it all depends how you're feeling at that very moment and stuff like that.
But in the story, I'm pretty sure at that moment when the narrator killed the old man, he felt good and relieved. But soon after, when he when he put him underground and stuff, he started to feel the guilt running all through his body.
Whoa. The way the darkness didn't leave with his dead, but stayed deeper, heavier. I told the story, I remember, in that fevered moment. But there's more. There always is.
So, when we know what exactly triggers us, we can also do stuff. Like, apart from anticipating it, like I said, we can also strategize. Like, we could do stress relieving things. Like, play with fidget toys or something like that. Or if it's worse, we could go to therapy. We can do so many things to help us deal with all of our impulsive thoughts and our impulsive actions, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we can do, like maybe hobbies that you enjoy, going outside for a walk, or just meditating in general.
Yeah, so like if you like kicking people a lot, what you can do is join boxing, you can play soccer, I don't know, something that helps relieve that kicking action.
Or if you're in a situation, something like that, and you're not in any hobbies, you're at home, you have pillows and beds and stuff like that, you could easily just like, I don't know, punch a pillow or something.
Yeah, but if we like start punching pillows, it can get sometimes more extreme than that. Some people might not feel that it's necessary. It's still not it's not enough for them. So they might go to another person now. Instead of having a pillow to punch, you punch a person.
I mean, like, some people don't want to hurt others or other things. They rather just take it all up on themselves, like
Self-harm?
yeah, I guess self-harm, yeah.
You're
Or
right.
just keeping it all in, and it just kind of, the anger builds up on them until one day,
They just break.
yeah, they just break.
So like, you're saying people bottle it up until they can't take it anymore. And they've been self-harming, and it can lead to suicide, or it can lead to murder.
In this case, yeah.
With this podcast, you're never right or wrong.
So like, narrator, do you have any strategies or anything you do that could help you or possibly could help you deal with your impulsivity and self-thoughts?
I wish I had. Truly. I do. Back then, I didn't even see them as impulses. They left. They felt like truth, like necessity. But now, looking back, I see how they made me twisted. If I were to try and face them now, I'd say, pause, breathe. Question the thought before it becomes the action. Speak it out loud, even if only to myself I speak. Because sometimes hearing the madness makes it clear that it is madness. And I'd ask for help, but my pride kept me silent. But silence fed the storm.
You could have gotten away from that person. You could have traveled to another state, to another world, but instead you chose to kill them. Could it be because you didn't want anyone else to be tormented?
No.
By the tormentor like you were?
No.
Or because you needed that self-satisfaction, knowing that you would never, ever, ever see it again?
No!
So did you show yourself self-compassion afterwards?
Compassion? No. I felt relief. I felt the victory. The old man was gone. The eye was silenced. But when the heart began to beat beneath the floorboards, then came the dread, not for him, for me. Compression had no place in madness.
Get a load of this guy. Obviously, I believe there is a bit of change because in the book it says that he could hear his heartbeat get louder and louder, showing that he started to get more nervous as the police officers started to observe. But in the end, they found out because of his guilt.
Yeah, it was all him in the end. He could have gotten away with it. Sorry.
Weren't there also like veins coming from
The floorboards?
the floorboards?
That was all his, that was his guilt.
Yeah.
Pounding inside of him. So he's saying he's hearing his heartbeat, and of course, well, that could mean either literally or figuratively. Maybe his heart was like beating really fast, and he could hear it. Even though I don't think he could hear it.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Maybe he could feel it. Well, yeah. If like I can't hear my heartbeat right now. So it was his. If it meant figuratively that his heart was beating, he could hear his heartbeat. Then he knew himself. He was conscious. He was self-conscious of the fact that he did something wrong. But he noticed it too late. He noticed it after he killed the old man. So it all started with that one impulsive action.
He also thought he was clever on the way he buried the old man. No single trace of any evidence.
Yes, that's why I said he would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for his guilt. He was very precise on how to kill the old man and what he would do with his body afterwards. Like in Dexter. Have y'all watched Dexter?
That thing.
Oh,
Never watched it.
he's a serial killer. Yeah, there's a TV show about him, but he's a real person. He was a serial killer, and his method of killing people was bizarre. He would saran wrap them into tables and just, it was actually, you saw it?
Yeah.
So yeah, his method of killing was bizarre, but his level of precision his level of precision and cleanness and cleverness is what allowed him to keep murdering more people. They didn't find him out. He was working within the police task force and they didn't know. So he could have gotten away with it if it wasn't for his own guilt, which shows us that he's still human. Humans have impulsive thoughts, impulsive actions, and everything we do, everything is a choice. It's a decision.
As you said, at the end of the day, we're all human. All of us have impulsive thoughts. very humane, but we all have just a little bit of guilt in our heart. No matter how mentally ill we can be, we still have self-consciousness that tells us what's right and wrong.
Oh my god, I can't think of situation.
Period. Pause it. Period. Period.